Zorn's Dungeon is the first role-playing game to be played through the YouTube livestream chat. You're not just watching the game anymore, your character is involved in the action. Spawn a level 0 character, throw them into the Bloodcage, and watch them fight for their lives. Death is permanent, but survivors can reach level 1 for even greater adventure as the game develops. Here's how to play in under 5 minutes. Step 1. Spawn your character. To play, just type bang spawn, that's !spawn, in the YouTube livestream chat anytime Zorn's Dungeon is being played live. The game instantly rolls a level 0 character with 3d6 stats straight down the line. There's also a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a random demi-human. Your starting HP determines your destiny. Low health means wizards and thieves, while high health means you get to be a fighter, paladin, or barbarian. Every character's linked to your YouTube username, so you know which is yours, and we know who's playing. Each character also gets a unique ID or dog tag. You can also see which characters belong to rare professions or have particularly exceptional stats. Remember, level 0 is brutal, so spawn multiple characters to have backups ready. But be aware there's a 30-second global cooldown on the bang spawn command. If you don't get in on your first try, just try again. The chatbot will confirm what characters are created in the livestream chat. Step 2. The draft. Newly spawned characters enter the tavern. The only way out for a level 0 character is to be drafted into a 12-person party for the Bloodcage. When it's time to assemble a party, the system drafts in this priority. 1. Super VIPs, which the Game Master reserves for special guests or situations. 2. VIPs. Channel members get free VIP status once a month, and anyone can send in super chats to make one of their characters a VIP. Super chats with a specific dog tag attached guarantee that character will receive VIP status. Otherwise, the system will choose one of your characters at random. Gifting memberships also gets you and the person gifted a VIP character. 3. Active chatters. If you've commented in the live stream chat within the last hour, you get priority right behind VIPs. So if you're watching, participate in the chat to make it more likely that your character will get in on the fight. 4. The general pool. If there are still draft spaces left, then they're open to anyone else in the tavern. Yes, even if you're offline, your tavern characters are at risk and may be drafted. Note that the draft prioritizes having as many different players as possible in the party, so you usually won't have 2 of your own characters in the same cage. Step 3. Into the Bloodcage. Once the party forms, the doors open, monsters spawn, and the auto battle begins. You get to sit back and watch the bloody drama unfold. As the cage takes damage and the blood bar fills, Zorn might intervene. At 33% health loss, he might order his goblin archers to loose a volley into the heroes, or later drop a gore strider behind your lines if you're having too easy a time. And for the crunch lovers, combat, movement, spells, and all other rules are handled by the Hacked Edge game system, our custom rule set based on old school essentials. Step 4. Triage and leveling. When the dust settles, surviving PCs are hauled up to the winch room. If a character was knocked unconscious, they only survive if they have teammates still standing at the end. Otherwise, the monsters put them to the sword. Survivors earn a blood drop next to their name to indicate they lived through the ordeal. Once in the winch room, goblin medics attempt to heal individual wounds, restoring 1 HP per wound per success. Then the fairy checks HP. Anyone with enough HP to reach level 1 gets promoted, receives their class, and gets a free, full restoration of HP and spells. This is the only free magical healing in the game. Level 1 characters also earn the right to have a name. Type bang name dog tag new name in the chat to name them, or rename them on zornsdungeon.com. Step 5. Rest and return. Finally, characters are sorted to their next location. First, all dead characters are sent to the graveyard. It's their final resting place. Those characters who are still wounded are sent to the infirmary. There, wounds and spells heal in real time according to the Hacked Edge rules, meaning severe injuries may take several actual 24-hour days to recover. To keep playing, bang spawn more characters to have them ready to go. Healthy characters are sent to the stable to safely rest. They have earned their reprieve. Want to send a character back into the action and perhaps earn a second blood drop? Just move the character you want from the stable back to the tavern. You can do this at zornsdungeon.com or by typing bang T for tavern plus the dog tag of the character you want to move in the chat. You can check rosters, locations, and all of our leaderboards, tracking boss kills, maximum damage, highest XP, anytime at zornsdungeon.com/tavern. Alright, that's all you need to know to get playing Zorn's Dungeon on the live stream. Get your bang spawn ready, and we'll see you in the cage. Hey, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Zorn's Dungeon. Welcome, everybody. I see we've got 19 people watching. Good evening, everybody. I'm Heath. I'll be your game master. This is Zorn's Dungeon. This is the first time that we've been trying to play an RPG live in the chat, and I've made some progress today. I want to tell you about it. So before we actually, I got to make sure I have my. Now I can share my screen. Hopefully I'll be able to share my screen tonight, unlike last night when there was a problem. Let's go over here. So let's bring this up. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I see everybody. This is great. Everybody's here. Let's go over here to the changelog, which I posted on the Heath's Geekverse YouTube channel, on this YouTube channel, with just through a post. I don't think that YouTube shows that to anybody. I may have to come up with a different way to do that. I know some people are talking about the Discord server, and yes, it's probably time to wake that back up. I'm not really ready for that. I haven't, it's been too much to try to manage the Discord server, so I really have not been in a long time. So it's kind of gone to sleep. So you're not missing anything if you're not really on the Discord server right now. But in the future, it probably needs to be something that I look at again, revise all of the, the whatevers, make it more Zorn's Dungeon focused, let what everybody, wants to talk about, sort that out for it. Because, over time it's changed what people want to talk about, what even works, what doesn't. So I may have to do that, but I'm not going to be on that right now. But may have to do that because it's one of those things that maybe I should put the changelog posted to the Discord server so that people can look at that and comment on it. I mean, I'm posting this to the Zorn's Dungeon website, but that's kind of passive. So if you're on zornsdungeon.com, you can look at the changelog. But some people may want to talk about it and see what's going on or provide comments. And so, I mean, you can do that on the YouTube if YouTube post, if it shows that to anybody or anybody is able to look at it. I don't think so. I don't think it really gets out there. But maybe I could auto post it as well to a Discord server channel or something like that. I don't know. We do have 100 players now in Zorn's Dungeon. We spawned over 1,000 characters. Okay, so first of all, you did request for the ability to see how long a character will be or will take until it's fully healed on the website. Your dashboard and character sheets on the website should now show the estimated days remaining for the character that's still recovering in any location. So, you asked for that. That got done. I haven't really looked at that, in detail on the website, but it is there, or should be. It might, need to move to a different place or whatever. But I believe the functionality is hooked up now. Okay, so the big thing, and I felt really good about this today, is that I think I have busted a major bug. So we were having trouble with some pathfinding issues, and that seems to be the major thing that was, well, I don't want to say plaguing us because it didn't come up all that often, but it came up often enough to be noticeable that somebody would be like, oh, here I am. And then obviously their character would not be able to reach somebody that they should have been able to reach or something like that. And so, and it sucks when that happens. And so I've been trying to fix that for about a week. I mean, that'd been kind of my major thing, which has taken me away from, Sable says, I don't see the recovery time on the website yet. Okay, well, we'll check it. I tried to get it there. Okay. But the what was I saying? But it had the pathfinding problems happened enough that it's noticeable. And so that's basically what I've devoted all of my time to for the last week. Episode number 20, I spent 9 hours going over that episode 20 after it aired. I mean, that was just a huge chunk of time. Ideally, I don't want to spend 9 hours reviewing every episode because in order to make any type of forward progress with development and things like that, we can't have it. So it has to be done faster than that. But I think the problem was, I finally think I got to a systematic level of what the problem was with the pathfinding. And when I found this, I was like, oh, yes. And it took a few hours today as well to solve it. But what I think the problem was is that, there's an algorithm, a script that runs to make the decision of the player, right? So what does the player, whether it's a monster or a PC, what does that monster need to do?
goes through, do I need to cast a spell, make an attack, blah, 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 goes through and runs that algorithm, makes that determination, and then hands it off to the executor, who actually moves the character and makes the attack and stuff like that. So there's the brain that says, hey, this is what I need to do. And then you get the, and then you have the executor. Well, what I stumbled upon early this morning, was that the brain and the executor were using two different algorithms to determine distance on a grid. And so that was it. What is what is the name of this particular algorithm? No, that's not it. Now I can't find the word. But anyway, the word for this particular type of algorithm was basically what happens when you are, like if you had a king in chess and you were trying to see how long is it going to take the king to get to another point. That's what was going on right there. Which is fine, except for that's not how movement actually works in Zorn's dungeon. In Zorn's dungeon, everybody gets a certain amount of movement points. Moving orthogonally is 1 movement point, but moving diagonally is 1.5 movement points. So the brain that was looking for what action do I take was counting a diagonal movement the exact same as a orthogonal move. But then when the executor got it, the executor was now having to count movement points to try to make it move and things like that. And then the diagonal moves were costing more than the brain thought that it was. And so then the executor would be like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. I can't do this. I can't get to where I was supposed to be. I can't do this. And so it would sometimes, hiccup, throw up. I can't guarantee that solved everything, but I bet that solved a lot. I also put in a whole bunch of more telemetry into the battle logs, because I can download the battle log of everything that happened in the Bloodcage, and I can run that and try to test it. But, there was always more information that was needed. And so anyway, that's the technical stuff, but I believe I unified those two. And we should see less of those problems tonight. We're really looking for that kind of problem tonight. Character now goes for an enemy that can reach and attack on the same turn. I think this is part of that fix right now. You're going to see a lot more preference for move and strike rather than trying to make the double move. Characters advance toward nearest enemy when nothing is in reach. Instead of holding position, it's going to try to close the distance. A character that fights in a pack regroups with its pack only when it cannot reach any enemy. And the character also accounts for long reach weapons when not closing in. When moving toward an enemy, it factors in the reach of spears and several similar long weapons, not just adjacent threats. Also, by the way, I put in the draft announcements that go into the chat. They were supposed to also provide your dog tag. So if you need to know what dog tag character of yours, the dog tag of the character that was drafted, it's now also going to put that in the chat. So that's going to be easier. So if you need to copy it or whatever and need to use it in some way, then you should be able to have it easier on your side. 20 likes. Okay. Just 1 second. Fixed elf and dwarf. Somebody brought up that elven and elfish and dwarven and dwarvish were both on the sheet, and those have been removed. I found the source of that duplicate. They weren't supposed to be different. It had to do with whether you got the language when you leveled up or whether you got it at character creation. So that's been nuked. Then a fallen character's memorial. I noticed that one time we had a character fall due to the arrows, who was level 1+ and didn't get a memorial card. I found out why and I fixed it. Okay. All right. So that is our change log, everybody. So that's what's going on. And once we get the pathfinding algorithm worked out, I am about to start testing the commands that will allow you to actually go into combat and give commands in combat. That's what I want to get to, because I've spent all of my time trying to just fix the fix what we got, and I don't feel like I've made forward progress. But now that I think I've finally resolved that problem systemically, we're going to be able to move forward now. Okay, let me check out what I see as far as how many likes we got. Some people may see different numbers of likes forward now. Okay, set it. Refresh it. Different servers. It doesn't keep everything perfectly in sync. I see 19. I see 19 likes to get the blessing of the fairy. Some people are saying 20. We've got 22 people watching now. So if you are watching and you have not hit the like. I'll refresh in just a moment, and we will see if we've got 20. So probably do. Tabletop Scholars reporting 20 likes. Corey, okay, people are saying 20 likes. Yes, thank you. Though, yes, they were. Because like I was also looking over here. Corey says, looking forward to these dungeons when they're ready. There's so much potential here. I love this idea. I agree. That's why I've been working on it. And that's why I'm like, man, I got to get these bugs fixed so I can actually move on. I think that Hacked Edge logo, they're like 3 Hacked Edge logos, but probably the one at the beginning here. No, that one is just done by Gemini right here. I don't really like it. Before we go to, I've done like 3 or 4 iterations of it, and I'm going to draw some stuff out before we actually go to a book or something like that. It's okay, but it's not great. Hey, Brett, thank you so much. Welcome. Good to see you. So glad you're here and ready to play with us. I think we basically have it. I'm going to go over here. I think we basically have it. Oh, there you go. I see 21 likes. So, yep. Okay. I see 21. So let's go. Let's start this off with the Blessing of the Fairy. That's a good way to start the night right here. Blessing of the Fairy. So if you're in the tavern right now, you are going to go to the Blessing of the Fairy. So here we go. Thank you very much for 20 likes. That was fast. 20 likes. Let's go. Everybody now should be glowing blue. Names are glowing blue. That indicates that you have 1 temporary hit point tonight. So there we go. I don't know why everybody has to flash like that, but I guess that's updating everybody. So there we go. Everybody has got the Blessing the Fairy who was in there. Yeah, I know. Sable Things. Yeah, I know that you're a graphic designer. So yeah, when we get to that, I would love, and this is another thing, I would love to be able to sit down one day and like spend 8 or 9 hours actually doing like our art assets and things like that for the new sprites and all of that, and also work on the logos and things like that. Maybe watch Andor and the Ninth of the Seven Kingdoms, which I haven't seen yet, turn those on and try to do some art. But I have not been able to do that yet. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Brianna just went in for a VIP to AYUD. There we go. A Cynical Cavalry Trooper. That comes in. Cynical Cavalry Trooper has been VIP'd. Thank you so much. You will be a VIP for tonight. Let's do the members. I see we got 1 member pending. Let's go ahead and start with that and see if we got a super chat, a VIP coming in. Take that down. There we go. Okay. And see who it is. Let's see. We got 1 member pending. If you are a channel member, this is Dave. Dave, you have been a channel member for 9 months. Your Mended Temple Initiate is the one that is in the tavern right now. Oh, Mended Temple Initiate. Dave, that character needs a character. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Needs a name. 5. The Mended Temple Initiate has 5 blood drops going for 6. It might be tougher tonight. With the new pathfinding algorithm in there. So there we go. Do stable characters get the fairy blessing too? No. Right now, the stable characters do not get the fairy's blessing. It is only people who are in the tavern that get the fairy's blessing. Tomocrat just came in. Let's see. Tomocrat came in. Wants to VIP VEZP. Who is this? Tomocrat? VZEP. Let me look. Are you in the stable? VEZP. Nope. VEZP. There we go. Tomocrat. Found him. Boom. All right. There we go. Gotcha. Was there in the stable. In the tavern. Was in the tavern. In the tavern. Gotcha. Okay. Tomocrat. Corey, Enoch, the Enduring, just got a VIP. Thank you very much. Corey just went in for one. Thank you very much, Tomocrat. BZ Tomocrat. Okay, I think we got everything going and straightened out. All right, I think it's time to play. Oh, the gifts of the fairy. Well, let's go to the gifts of the fairy. Okay, right before we go, let's do the gifts of the fairy, just in case the fairy needs to give one of these people a gift. The fairy only has one gift right now to give, but let's go over to the gift of the fairy and see what the fairy has to give. The fairy says, "Hero of the cage, you bled for Zorn in his cruel game, and though you did not break, your gear did. Here, take this. I found it for you. It might have the blood of one less fortunate than you still on it, but it was all I could find. Use it well to become the hero I know you can be." So, Davinoff, Mended Temple Initiate gets a vial of holy water. Okay, so that was the one who was just VIP'd. Okay, so actually, there you go. Vial of holy water right there for Davinoff. So, all right. So I guess that did matter. Went in right there. SKD Fish just went in for P9WR. P9WR, who is Courtney. Okay, going in for Trickster Zephyr. Got you. And then EHPA, that is Kilbo Haggins. Okay, all right. Now I think we're ready. Everybody ready to go in tonight? I'm ready. Here's to everybody. Who's going to be drawn? Well, we know a lot of people are going to be drawn because we have a lot of VIPs. Oh, Inner Light is sending in Prince Adrian. Oh, Prince Adrian is going in. Okay, we got you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9. All right, let's do it. Let's go to the holding cell. Super VIPs first. We don't have any of those. Those are at the Game Master's discretion if I have to fix something or something like that. Then VIPs will go in. Then everybody who has a character that is actively chatting. If you are new here, hit bang spawn, ! Spawn. That's up at the top. And then chat in the comment section, so we'll know that you're here. There's a bot monitoring it. Anybody who has chatted within the last hour will be drafted next. Then everybody else, then the Wanderers. Draft the Bloodcage. Let's go. Okay, so Brianna Reynolds, a Cynical Cavalry Trooper. Corey, Cynical Cavalry Trooper is a rare character and Starborn. Okay, Corey, Enoch the Enduring, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blood drops in there. Davinoff has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Amended Temple Initiate right there. Inner Light, Prince Adrian is in here as well. JAGD. Tomocrat is in here. Ralph the Elf. You are Ralph the Elf. I like that, Tomocrat. 2, looking for 3. Look at all these blood drops. Courtney, the Trickster Zephyr. 1, 2, 3, 4 blood drops going for 5. Hilbo Haggins, uncommon and well-starred. We're well familiar with Hilbo Haggins right there. Sable Phoenix, Fell-Handed Fae, 1, 2, 3, 4. And Fell-Handed Fae is now second in most boss kills. Mrs. Dave, a Dingy Fortune Teller. Uncommon right there. Brad Henry, you are in an Exiled Lector right there. Sarah Barlage, Disheveled Poacher. Sable Phoenix buffs Fell-Handed Fae right now. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Thank you very much. Sable goes in. Fae and Kilbo in the same cage. SKD, Drunken Kilbo Haggins, buffs Kilbo Haggins for +2 HP. SKD Fish comes in with Trickster Zephyr. Wants to buff that one. Where is Trickster Zephyr? SKD. Oh, right over here. Here's Courtney right here. Got it. +2 XP right there. Got it. Everybody, we don't have any red here. Now, what I was just saying was that I think it might be more difficult tonight because now that the pathfinding, I believe the pathfinding algorithms have been resolved and unified. I ran 2 tests and it was more difficult for the PCs. That was just 2 tests. But I was like, oh, okay. So we have 5 level 0 characters in here, 7 level 1 characters, 7 level 1, average character level 0.6. So actually more than half a level in here. 58 hit points. I'm not sure if that counts our temporary hit points. I think that's probably just natural hit points right there. And we have 5 average hit points per character. So this is pretty solid. Do we have, I guess we'll see if we have a whole lot of casters. It does not look like we have a lot of casters in here. The dingy fortune teller is a caster. But okay, all right, let's go to the blood cage. Let's see what happens. Let's open the cage. All right, so we are fighting 14 monsters with only 1 white ape. We have on the front line, Dave, Amended Temple Initiate with the 5 blood drops. We're going to be looking out for you. Prince Adrian, Inner Light, front line right there. Then a Famished Bodyguard, Angel, front line. A Cynical Cavalry Trooper, Brianna Reynolds, front line. Fell-Handed Fae, Sable Phoenix, second row. Another halfling, yes, okay, Fell-Handed Fae, the 2 fighters coming in, right, the 2 fighter halflings. Drunken Hillbow Haggins right next to Fell-Handed Fae right there. 2 halflings in the house right there. Disheveled Poacher, Sarah, right there. Then Relf the Elf, Tomocrat. Then Trickster Zephyr, Courtney. An Exiled Lector, Brad, on the back row. We do have 2 2 casters right here. Dingy Fortune Teller, Mrs. Dave, and Enoch the Enduring, Corey, is in the back. So we also have the Trickster Zephyr. So, I mean, that's a gnome, so also a caster. Tiny One's in the middle. Yes, there we go. All right, here's to everybody. Let's go tonight. Start the fight. SKD Fish. Kilbo is going to start this off, moving toward the goblin, coming up. Want some goblin up in here. Drunken Kilbo comes up for 3 points of damage. That is enough to drop goblin number 2 with his crude spear. Got him. The goblin's body goes limp. So Kilbo is starting this off doing what Kilbo does. Now, Enoch the Enduring, looking back there for some white ape. He's going to try to cast over the slime. Firebolt at the white ape. White ape takes 2 points of damage, a minor flying wound, fire wound right there. Okay, Cave Imp now coming up to Kilbo. Cave Imp rakes the claws at Kilbo. Oh, a critical hit. Oh my God, critical hit. 4 points of damage, 2 turned aside, 2 taken as injury, a minor slashing wound. Yes, do not leave Kilbo alone. Do not leave Kilbo alone. Oh no, oh no, oh no. We've got Cave Imp coming in on Drunken Kilbo Baggins' flank right there. Rent for 3 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound. Oh, but he clings stubbornly to life. Kilbo, we've got to get out of here. We have got to get out of here. Kilbo has taken SKD Fish. I think you got him. Go back and review. I think you got it, but he's up. He's saved. White Ape now coming into Enoch, throwing into Enoch. Corey taking 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 1 taken as injury right there. Kilbo had no temp HP? Okay, well, we'll look at it. Cave Imp comes in on Cynical Cavalry Trooper, 5 major piercing wound. Cynical Cavalry Trooper, Brianna Reynolds came up. 11 PCs to Adrian. Cave Imp is gored for 3 points of damage, a major piercing wound. Death claims the Cave Imp. I don't know. Kilbo, I saw Kilbo soak some damage with temporary HP. He only soaked 2. She had 3 temp. Yeah, I saw that she soaked 2 on screen. Exiled Lector, White Ape is pummeled for 4 points of damage, moderate bludgeoning wound. Okay, well, I will investigate fully. A Dingy Fortune Teller, Mrs. Dave, comes up to Goblin number 3. Goblin 3 takes 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. Mended Temple Initiate, okay, Dave coming into Goblin number 1 right here, staggers under 5 points of damage, a major bludgeoning wound that shudders right there. So Goblin number 1 has dropped down to -2. Dave doing his thing right there. It's 11 PCs to 10 monsters. Trickster Zephyr moves toward White Ape. but that was a long way, so not able to cast against it. Okay, Kobold Crawler moving toward Prince Adrian. This is Inner Light. Throwing into Prince Adrian. Blow connects, but is turned aside. 1 temporary HP burned, no damage. 11 PCs to 10 monsters still. Kobold Crawler coming in Inner Light, looking at, well, Inner Light again. Prince Adrian wants to throw. Kobold Crawler comes in on Prince Adrian, a knight's flank. This time, 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound. Famished Bodyguard, Angelo, targets the goblin. Is going to be able to get there. Goes to Slimeling instead. Critical hit, sickening precision with a mace. Man, splatter that Slimeling everywhere. 7 points of damage. Light fades from whatever you might call the Slimeling's eyes. And Zorn is now readying the archers. Will we have to take a volley of archers? We will see. Famished Bodyguard. Angel G. I don't know why I keep saying Angelo. Ratkin Mongrel lunges toward Angel. Deflected. Nice job. Famished Bodyguard slams his shield into the strike. Textbook deflection. Nice work. 11 to 9. Slowly whittling them down. Fell-handed Fae going to try to get to a white ape. Probably not going to be able to do it. Instead, looking at Goblin or Ratkin Mongrel, trying to decide if he can do anything. Let's see. Okay, so moves up to Ratkin Mongrel instead. Oh, but does not, but cannot attack. Dingy Fortune Teller comes and absorbs the impact through the body. 3 points of stamina burned, no damage right there. Okay, Kobold Crawler now looking at Fae. Hit lands true, swallowed by a protective ward. Fell-handed Fae unhurt. Still have a few beasts to go. Kobold Crawler also looking at Fell-handed Fae. Takes 3 points of damage, 2 turned aside, 1 taken as injury. Kobold Crawler moving up. Relf the Elf, looking at White Ape, comes in, sets upon the White Ape. Relf the Elf comes in on White Ape's flank. 9 points of damage with a dagger, a grievous slashing wound. White Ape's body goes limp. It's finished. There you go. 11 PCs to 8 monsters. Slimeling now coming down to Relf the Elf. Pummels for 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Arrow Storm. 3 arrows coming in. 3 arrows coming in. Sable Phoenix has to take 2 points of damage. Mended Temple Initiate takes 2 points of damage. 1 turned aside, 1 taken as injury. Brianna also takes an arrow. Cynical Cavalry Trooper takes 4 damage. 1 turned aside, 3 taken as injury. Okay. Oh, no. Ratkin Mongrel now coming in to bite Fell-handed Fae. 2 points of damage. Oh, Fell-handed Fae crumples. Done. I am sorry. We just lost Fell-handed Fae. Fell-handed Fae has dropped. I am sorry. Fell-handed Fae has fallen. Major 3 minor wounds. I am sorry, Sable. Disheveled Poacher targets Kobold Crawler. Shooting for Kobold Crawler. 3 points of damage. She wasn't regenerating stamina? Okay, I have not. I'll take a look at all the stamina stuff, too. Might be another 9 or 10 hour night. We will see. Trickster Zephyr fires at Goblin number 3. 2 points of damage with poison spray. Death claims the Goblin. Trickster Zephyr has done this. We are 10 to 6 monsters. Looks like Zephyr is backing up right here. Kobold Crawler targets the famished bodyguard, Angel. Throws into Angel. Deflected right there. Famished Bodyguard catches it on the shield, doing some work right there, or preventing the Kobold from doing some work right there. Kobold Crawler comes into Famished Bodyguard, throws, deflected, turns the blow right there. Epic defense. Famished Bodyguard does 3 in a row for epic defense. I know we've had a request for also people how many times they get fell-handed. That data might be able to be reconstructed. We will see. Exiled Lecter comes up to Kobold Crawler number 3, 4 points of damage. The light fades from the Kobold Crawler's eyes and drops. Nice job, Brad Henry. 10 PCs to 5 monsters. Prince Adrian, this is Inner Light, coming up to the Kobold Mongrel, retargets the Kobold Crawler, it looks like. Yes, coming in, takes a slash of 10 points of damage, a major slashing wound on Ratkin Mongrel. Major slashing wound expires on the Cold Stone. Portcullis, Ratkin Abomination with 2 Ratkin Gore children are coming in to the rear. Okay, we got to fight through this. Ratkin Abomination comes into Disheveled Poacher. This is Sarah trying to get there. Ratkin Abomination instead, looking at Disheveled Poacher. Yes, 1 turned aside, 4 taken as injury right there. Disheveled Poacher goes limp. The body breathes. Hope remains. Now, Ratkin Gorechild coming up to Dave's character right there. Swings the shield to meet the Ratkin Gorechild's blow. Wood groans, but the line holds. There we go. All right. I think we got one more. Ratkin Gorechild now coming down to the Cynical Cavalry Trooper. Comes in. Only 1 point of damage. Only 1 point of damage. A minor slashing wound. Cynical Cavalry Trooper. Brianna comes into Ratkin Gorechild, impaled for 6 points of damage, a minor piercing wound. Ratkin Gorechild drops dead, blood pools beneath. Nice work, nice work. 9 PCs to 6 monsters. Dingy Fortune Teller comes up to Kobold Crawler. Not able to get a target going on. So now Ratkin Mongrel goes to Angel. Weathers the strike, 1 waning ward, temporary HP lost, but no wound. Mended Temple Initiate, Ratkin Gorechild. A Mended Temple Initiate closes with Ratkin Gorechild. A major piercing wound that sinks home. Ratkin Gorechild's body goes limp. It is finished. Nice job, Dave. With the Warhammer right there. 9 PCs to 5 monsters. 9 PCs to 5 monsters. Enoch wants some Ratkin Abomination. Ratkin is shooting with the firebolt, hits the Ratkin Abomination for 4 points of damage, a moderate fire wound. Slimeling targets Relf the Elf. Relf the Elf coming in only 1 point of damage, minor bludgeoning wound with a slap from the pseudopod right there. Relf the Elf targets Slimeling. Last stand. Come on, you can take out the Slimeling with a dagger. 3 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound. That is enough to open up the Slimeling sack. Ooze runs across the cave floor. Nice job. 9 PCs up, 2 fallen, 4 monsters. Kobold Crawler fires at a Famished Bodyguard. Deflected. Nice job. Nice job. So Kobold Crawler goes into Famished Bodyguard, but deflected. Nice job. Nice job. Next up, Famished Bodyguard. Okay, Angel G comes up to Ratkin Mongrel, closes, absorbs the impact, 1 point of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound right there. Round number 3, Ratkin Abomination goes into Enoch the Enduring. Enoch is a hit for 3 points of damage. Oh, that drops him. 1 blow. Enoch drops. Well, taken a minor bludgeoning wound before. Enoch the Enduring. Oh, level 1 mage. I am sorry. We have lost Enoch. F in the chat. That is also a major loss. 2 major losses in the cage tonight. Enoch the Enduring, a level 1 mage. Corey, I am sorry. F in the chat for Enoch. 8 PCs to 4 monsters. 8 PCs to 4 monsters. Prince Adrian Access your inner light, targets Kobold Crawler, comes in, 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound. Fell-handed Prince Adrian, 3 in a row. Prince Adrian's doing work right here. 8 PCs to 3 monsters. We should have him on the run now. So Angel comes into Ratkin Mongrel, takes the Ratkin Mongrel down to -2. Ratkin Mongrel's, the light fades from the Ratkin Mongrel's eyes. Hey, Mike. Oh, good to see you, Mike. Underdog. Okay, Trickster Zephyr casts, goes to attack, 2 points of damage, minor bludgeoning wound with a staff right there, trying to take down the abomination. Dingy Fortune Teller moves toward Kobold Crawler, cracks the staff against Kobold Crawler, is rocked by 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Mike, you got characters, right? Bang Spawn. You need to bring him over to the tavern. Okay, Ratkin Abomination comes into Courtney. Uh-oh, critical hit. Trickster Zephyr takes 8 points of damage, 2 turned aside, 6 taking his injury. Oh, but Courtney's Trickster Zephyr is still alive, laying on the Bloodcage floor. Whoa, okay, 7 PCs, only 1 monster. We got to bring down that Abomination. We've got to bring down the Abomination. Ralph comes up to the Abomination. Last stand. Wounded but fighting. Come on, take him down. Punctured for 7 points of damage with Ralph the Elf's dagger. Ratkin Abomination drops. Okay. Fell-handed. Ralph the Elf. 3 kills in a row. The last monster falls. 7 walk out alive. 3 are hauled out of conscious. That's 10, 13 XP each. I am sorry. We lost 2 major characters right there. But we did get, but we got 10 out. I mean, that was pretty epic. I am very sorry for those that we lost. But let's turn the winch up and let's bring them up. Lots of people got out. So when we deploy the Goblin Medics now, also in the interest of moving things along, if you are a level 0 character who is going to make it to level 1, the medics aren't going to try to heal you, because when you're promoted to level 1, your free healing with going from level 0 to level 1 removes all of your wounds anyway. So it was a bit redundant. So therefore, instead of having to sit through the goblins trying to heal the level 0 characters, we're just going to skip that now. So the goblins will only try to heal those characters who are level 1 and above. Dave, no effect right there. Tomocrat, you got 1 hit point back and then another hit point back because we go per wound right here. Inner Light, Prince Adrian, no help. Drunken Hilbo Haggins tends the wound, no effect though. Courtney, there we go. All right, let's go to promotions. Anybody need to be promoted? Exiled Lector, Brad, you have a level 1 cleric. You have a level 1 cleric. The Fairy's Blessing, wounds wash away. Brianna Reynolds, a cynical cavalry trooper, level 1 knight. Congratulations. Dingy Fortune Teller, level 1 mage. There we go. And you have your wounds have washed away. You should learn a spell. You're gonna learn protection from evil. See, I got to move on and get the spells working too. But all right, we got to get everything else working first. Fighter, Angel G, got a level 1 fighter. Nice job. Thief, level 1. Sarah, Disheveled Porter, you made it. All right, let's sort and dismiss. Back to the tavern. All right. So, all right, I see the Bloodcage, the entire log just downloaded, so it will be there to completely analyze after the show. New people are bang spawning in. Yeah, Mike's got some characters in here. Hey, Pure Unstable. Welcome. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you. Hopefully you are bang spawning, right? Do you have a character in here? Yeah, Pure Unstable. Yeah. Threadbare Town Watchman, you're in here. Corey, thank you, has super chatted to bring Sir Hector Goldenrod up as a VIP. Okay, thank you very much, Corey. Let's go for VIP Goldenrod. TSL Frontman just brings in Pockmarked Temple Initiate. has entered the lore here. If you are new, this is Zorn's dungeon. Zorn is a powerful goblin sorcerer who has a fortress in the World's Edge Mountains, basically at the edge of the world, the mountains on the edge of the world, with all kinds of labyrinths and things like that underneath it. And there is at this tavern, the Last Resort Tavern. So if you are anyone who is down on your luck, has drawn, poor cards in life. That's why you all start off as like a pockmarked something, drifting something beleaguered, bruised, threadbare. You come to Zorn's dungeon, and you can eat here at the Last Resort Tavern. Zorn will take you in. You get food, you get drink, you get to eat your fill. And it doesn't matter whether or not you can pay, because the only way that you get out once you have eaten at the Last Resort Tavern is to fight in Zorn's Bloodcage. So you come here to try to become a hero, get yourself, get a meal, everything you need, settle up, in the tavern, and then fight your way out. That's what this is all about right here. All right, let's go to the holding cell and draw again. We got 4 fights tonight. We are going to the holding cell. Super VIPs, then VIPs, then everyone who's been active in the chat within the last hour, you will have priority to draft, and then everyone else. He might be. Sable says he's farming bodies for his ultimate necromantic army. It could be. There were some great ideas that people had about that last night, and I love it. Let's draft the party. Let's draft. Tomocrat, an unseasoned gnome apprentice. You are in. Tabletop scholar Cedric Trueblade. You are in. Sable Phoenix, Reginald Ironsides with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blood drops going for 6. Corey, Sir Hector Goldenrod. Sarah, an unsung poacher. Dave, a destitute blacksmith's apprentice. SKD Fish has a motley smuggler in there. Mrs. Dave has a cornered gnome apprentice illusionist. Brent Hamilton, a defeated dwarf miner. John, a rain-soaked city guard. Brianna Reynolds, a stiff squire. And then Mike, you're in as well. You have a beleaguered merchant's guard. So that is going to be our party right there. We'll take buffs for 1 minute and 40 seconds left. I see that the bot is working that also reports the dog tag of the characters who are in. What else was I about to say? I was about to say something else. I don't remember. Okay, we have 7 level 0 characters in here, 5 level 1 characters, average level slightly worse, 0.5. 64 hit points in here, 64 hit points, average of 5. If you are looking in here on this on the blue, that means that you have the blessing of the fairy. When we hit 20 likes on the stream, then the fairy comes in and does the blessing of the fairy, gives everyone 1 temporary hit point. Sable Phoenix, thank you very much, has buffed Reginald Ironsides for additional HP damage and saving throw bonus. Thank you very much. Inner Light didn't make this one. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so yes, everybody. So that was the blessing of the fairy right here. Here's to everybody who was going in. Yes, Mike says, we who are about to fight salute you. We're going to be looking out for Reginald Ironsides. We're going to try to get the tabletop scholar Cedric Trueblood in there. Sir Hector Goldenrod. We're still looking for a VIP, an MVP rather. We haven't had an MVP in a lot. Lots of high probability of getting out alive. Mike, 97%. John, 73%. Fish, 80%. Mrs. Dave, 94%. Defeated Dwarf Miner, 79%. I still feel like we need some more difficulty. We need to get people. We used to have people with red chances of survival. Oh, coming at the last minute, Corey gives a $2 buff to Sir Hector Goldenrod for +2 temporary HP. Okay, thank you very much. Let's go play. Let's go to the chat. Cedric has 3 decks. Cedric has a dex of 3. Let me look that up. You do. Oh my God, Cedric Trueblade. Every one of these characters has a complete character sheet right here. Cedric Trueblade has a strength of 8, an intelligence of 7, wisdom of 11, and a dex of 3. And a charisma of 7. That we have to get him out, and he's a paladin. We have to get him out just for that. Super chat, Mrs. Dave. That was $1.99 for 3W4Y. I mean, we need to count that. The computer didn't pick it up. 3W4Y. Boom. There we go. A cornered gnome apprentice illusionist. Got it right there. All right, let's go to the cage, everybody. You are in. Everybody's in. Let's taken care of. Let's go to the cage. Cage time, everybody. Let's see what happens. Let's open the cage. There we go. Open the cage. Did we have casters? We have a lot of casters. What do we got? Oh, no. We are light on casters. Oh, we are extremely fighter heavy. 12 PCs to 15 monsters. 15 monsters. There is one white ape, not two. But our front line is Reginald Ironside, Sable Phoenix. Then a defeated dwarf miner, Brett. Then destitute blacksmith's apprentice, Dave. Beleaguered merchant's guard, Mike. Then stiff squire, Brianna. Sir Hector Goldenrod, Corey. Then Cedric Trueblade, tabletop scholar. Then rain-soaked city guard, John. Third line, Motley Smuggler. So that's two full lines of fighter types. That's two lines of fighter types. Whether, paladins or dwarves and fighters and things like that. We have no wizards. We have two thief types, a Motley Smuggler, SKD Fish, Unsung Poacher, Sarah, and then third line as well, Unseasoned Gnome Apprentice Illusionist, and then that's Tomocrat, and then Mrs. Dave's Cornered Gnome Apprentice Illusionist. So we do not have very many casters in here. Let me turn this off. So that's how we're shaping up. Okay, let's do it. Let's start the fight. How do we go? Cornered Gnome Apprentice Illusionist draws first. So Mrs. Dave is coming in, wants to get to the goblin. Going to be able to cast something? Oh, nope. Okay. Sir Hector Goldenrod, Corey, targets the goblin, comes straight up, goes to goblin instead. Goblin number 2, 4 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound, drops the goblin right there. Kobold Crawler in the back, looking at Sir Hector Goldenrod, looking at Corey. 12 PCs to 14 monsters. Okay. Corey, deflected. Sir Hector Goldenrod has 12 hit points right now, 12 of 9, and starts off with a deflection, so that's nice. That is nice work right there. Corey up front doing what's supposed to be doing. And yes, draw fire, Corey. Comes in another kobold, take the turn, coming in and deflected again. Nice job, Sir Hector Goldenrod. Corey takes it on the shield, taking those actions from the kobolds. Goblin coming into Corey as well. Oh, no, goes to Mrs. Dave instead. Weathers the strike on warding, 3 temporary hit point lost, no wound. Rain-soaked city guard, John, now comes down to Kobold Crawler. Goes to, Kobold Crawler number 3, skewered with a halberd. Oh, drove the spike of the halberd through him for 14 points of damage. Must have gone through the eye socket and into the brain. Kobold Crawler, you were dropped due to a halberd piercing strike. Kobold didn't even bother to use the axe part. Kobold Crawler number 1 now also throwing into Sir Hector. Sir Hector doing what Sir Hector is supposed to do right there. Deflected, ringing clangs as Sir Hector Goldenrod's shield meets the blow head on. Epic defense, 3 unscathed. All right. So Hector might get on the defense board right there. Ratkin Mongrel. Ratkin Mongrel targets a rain-soaked city guard, John. Ratkin Mongrel lunges, fangs first. 1 turned aside, 1 taken his injury, minor piercing wound. 12 PCs to 13 monsters. Cave Imp coming into Sir Hector Goldenrod. Weathers the strike, 1 temporary HP down. Wasn't able to catch it on the shield that time, so that broke the streak, but still up, doing very well, taking monster's attack. There we go. Once again, Hector Goldenrod drives his shield into the angle of the strike. Nothing gets through. Nice job. Reginald Ironsides, Sable Phoenix, coming down to a goblin. Want some goblin. 8 points of damage to the goblin. A tremendous piercing wound. Hector is a wall. Hector is definitely a wall. Goblin lets out a final snarl and falls. Hector drawing a lot of attention and not taking very much damage at all. Unsung Poacher looking at White Ape, wants to shoot at the large ape in the back with the bow. 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound. Nice job reaching out and trying to touch someone, Sarah. Now, who next? A defeated dwarf miner, Brett Hamilton, targeting the goblin. Brett Hamilton comes into goblin number 4, 5 points of damage with a pick. Always love that. Drives it through the brain. The goblin dies. 12 PCs to 11 monsters. We are trying to cut this down. Slimeling now looking at Reginald Ironsides. Bites into his shield blessing. Not flesh. 2 temporary HP lost. He is unhurt. Okay, Destitute Blacksmith's Apprentice targeting the Cave Imp. Coming up right in the thick of things. Destitute Blacksmith's Apprentice closes. Staggers under 1 point of damage. Minor bludgeoning wound. We wanted to see more than that. He is right in the middle of things. Right in the middle of things. Gremlin now coming up to Dave's Destitute Blacksmith's Apprentice. 3 damage, 1 turned aside, 2 taken as injury, minor slashing wound. Slimeling. Slimeling targets Destitute Blacksmith. Slimeling comes in, 4 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound that drops the guard. Eyes go dark, and it is over. Goblin Runt. It's 11 to 11. It's 11 to 11. Goblin Runt coming up to Brett's defeated dwarf miner. 4 points of damage. Still up 2 out of 6 hit points. Stiff Squire. Oh, we got more fighter types coming up. Brianna comes in on the flank, moves to position herself to the goblin's flank. 3 points of damage, does what it's supposed to do, drops the goblin right there. Goblin goes down permanently. Unseasoned Gnome, Tomocrat. Come on, let's get the gnome in action. Is the gnome going to be able to reach anybody? Don't know. Is the gnome going to be able to move and cast? Don't know. Come on. Can we get the gnome in action? Come on, Tomocrat. Yes. Going to be able to cast poison spray at the goblin runt. 3 points of damage. Drops the goblin runt right there. Death claims the goblin runt. Okay, White Ape targets Sir Hector Goldenrod. Coming in. Oh, White Ape versus Sir Hector. White Ape versus Sir Hector. No, comes into Brett instead. Slams a fist into Brett. 3 points of damage. Oh, drops Brett unconscious on the floor. They're down, but the heart still beats. Are we going to be able to get him out? Then goes into Reginald Ironsides. Deflected. Takes the White Ape's fist on the shield right there. Nice work. Okay, we got a pretty good little battle line going in there. Motley Smuggler, SKD Fish coming toward White Ape. Going to be able to fire or attack? Let's see. No, yeah, comes in with a short sword. 3 points of damage, moderate piercing wound to the White Ape. Zorn readies the archers. A volley is coming. A beleaguered merchant, Mike, targets the cave imp, but may not be able to get anywhere. We have quite the battle line going in. Was not able to get anywhere there. Cedric Trueblade, tabletop scholar. This is our, 4 guys trying to go to the gremlin instead. Yeah, we're not able to see enough through the battle line that we've got going. So Cedric's trying to come up as well. And instead, Reeves Virtue decides to go Virtue around the Gnome Apprentice and gives 1 temporary hit point. Okay, so in the back lines, decides to take a support role instead. Round number 2. All of that was just round number 1. White Ape draws. White Ape pounds at Motley Smuggler, SKD Fish. 1 temporary injury gone only. Sir Hector deflected again. Sir Hector Goldenrod angles his shield. The strike rebounds. 0 points of damage. We have a new hero coming online. Sir Hector Goldenrod. Cave Imp now comes up, tearing at Sir Hector Goldenrod. 1 temporary hit point spent. I mean, Hector the Deflector. Yeah, Hector the Deflector, absolutely. Kobold Crawler targets the Stiff Squire. Throwing. Did he retarget? No, Brianna. Stiff Squire deflected right there. Whoa! Stiff Squire raises her shield in time. Reginald Ironside, Sable Phoenix, looking at Slimeling, wants some Slimeling. 6 points of damage, 2 resisted using the point of the arming sword, but that's enough. Reginald Ironsides drops Slimeling right there. Arrow Storm, 2 arrows coming in. 2 arrows coming in. Let's see. Shooting. Corey is going to have to take one. Hector, the ward shimmers and deflects the shaft. So he still has 9 hit points left. And then Unsung Porter wards shimmers, deflects the shaft for Sarah Barlage as well. So, okay, not much going right there. It's 10 PCs to 8 monsters. We still have 8 monsters on the board. Unseasoned Gnome looking at White Ape again. But don't worry, you're behind people going in for Poison Spray. 2 points of damage. Still can't bring this White Ape down. Still can't bring this White Ape down. Hanging on by 1 point of damage. Oh, and then Tomocrat moves back. Be careful of the Portcullis monsters. Ratkin Mongrel comes into Rain-Soaked City Guard, reeling from 2 points of damage, minor piercing wound. John stays up. Ratkin Mongrel, let's see, no, cornered Mrs. Dave. What's Mrs. Dave doing? Going in for Poison Spray as well, a favorite spell of the night into White Ape. Yes, okay, we have just tried to poison that ape to death and finally did it with Poison Spray. The White Ape expires on the Cold Stone. White Ape has dropped. 10-7 and no apes up. Oh, yep, okay, also running to the back right there. Be careful of the Portcullis monsters. Kobold Crawler now comes in and shoots at Corey. Deflected again. Sir Hector Goldenrod. Shield doing the work. 0 damage right there. Stiff Squire, Brianna, coming into Gremlin. Gremlin, 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound. The Gremlin's legs buckle. It's over. Good job, Brianna. Hey, Pure Unstable. Welcome back. I don't think I see you in this round. Motley Smuggler is slammed for 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. SKD Fish is hanging by a thread. Zorn signals to ready the Portcullis. We're going to have to take some Portcullis monsters, I think, unless we can kill all these people, and I mean fast and not take damage. Hector comes into the Gremlin, takes a puncture wound to 14 points of damage. 14 points of damage with a Warhammer. That was putting the spike of the Warhammer through the Gremlin's brain. Its skull bursts open, down to negative 13 hit points. Hector said that Gremlin is not coming back up. Motley Skirmisher then comes in with a critical strike to the Slimeling. 6 damage, 2 piercing resisted, 4 taken as injury right there. That's going on the leaderboard. That 14 points. Okay. Unsung Poacher. Okay, Sarah, I think she has got a bow. Yes, using the short bow, coming into Cave Imp. Cave Imp is impaled for 3 points of damage. That drops Cave Imp. Brianna finally got our cartographer. Excellent. There will be a limit to the number of characters that you can spawn, but there is not right now. So there's not a limit to the number of characters you can spawn right now. Beleaguered Merchant's Guard comes in at Kobold Crawler, drops a -2. Pure Unstable, well, you can spawn more than one because there's a cooldown period on being able to spawn. Ratkin Abomination and 2 Ratkin Gore Children. So you might want to just bang spawn a few in order to build up a stable of them. Ratkin Abomination comes into Tomocrat, sweeping at Tomocrat's gnome. 1 injury, 1 turned aside, 3 taken as injury. The seasoned gnome apprentice illusionist wounds are horrific, but the defiance is absolute. He is still standing right now. Ratkin Gorechild. Oh, Ratkin Gorechild. What's going on? Where is he going? Could not get anywhere. Ratkin Gorechild, goes to Cedric Trueblade right there. Critical strike. Oh, no. Oh, no. 8 points of damage. 8 points of damage. But he's still up. Cedric the Lacy and Avoidant. He passes his save. Cedric with the 3, what do you say, 3 dexterity or something? He is still up. He is still up. He's going to be one of our favorites. Rain-soaked City Guard comes into Ratkin Mongrel. 10 points of damage to Ratkin Mongrel. Falls with a final thud. That's doing some work, Rain-soaked City Guard. John right there. Cut it apart. 8 PCs to 4 monsters. We are going into round 3. Ratkin Abomination is up first. I think he's going to finish off Tomocrat. So Tomocrat was still up. That really hasn't done a whole lot, other than it does take somebody else's, take another monster's turn. So there we go. Made of Meat says just avoidant enough. Yes. Okay, 8 PCs to 4 monsters. Kobold Crawler looking at Beleaguered Merchant. This is Mike. Beleaguered, deflected right there. Steel rings on the shield. The blow is turned aside, and nothing going for the Kobold right there. Ratkin Gorechild now looking at John. Oh, retargeting? Oh, retargeting to Sable Phoenix. Ratkin Gorechild comes in. Oh, no, wait, this is Sable Phoenix? No, Sable Phoenix takes 1 point of damage. Took 1 point of damage off of that. Ratkin Gorechild to Sable Phoenix. Rain-soaked City Guard then. This is John coming into Ratkin Gorechild's flank. Brutal critical Ratkin Gorechild. 20 points of damage. 20 points of damage. A catastrophic slashing wound. Ratkin Gorechild drops dead. Blood pools beneath. Took him to negative 15 hit points with a halberd. That's what a halberd does right there. Massive damage right there. 8 PCs to 3 monsters. Mrs. Dave looking at Ratkin Abomination. That ties the greatest single hit ever. We just saw a tie right there. Unsung Poacher. This is Sarah shooting at Ratkin Abomination in the flank. 4 points of damage to Ratkin Abomination. I'm aware that his sprite needs to move. That's been a low priority thing so that we can see the stats of the Ratkin Abomination. That's still on the punch list. Let's see. Ratkin Abomination moves toward Reginald Ironside. Sable Phoenix coming in. Oh, no. Let's see. Slash of 2 points of damage. A minor slashing wound. Only a minor slashing wound right there. Beleaguered Merchant Mike looking at the Kobold behind everybody. Beleaguered Merchant. Critical. Sickening precision. Kobold Crawler takes 8 points of damage. That was with a short spear. Drives the short spear through the Kobold Crawler's chest. Stiff Squire targets the Ratkin Abomination, just like the Squire should, going to Gorechild as well. Pierced for 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. The monsters can split, fire, and move. They shouldn't be able to. Do you think we saw that? I will check on that. 7 points of damage to the Ratkin Abomination. Light fades from the Ratkin Abomination's eyes. Let's see. Pure Unstable says the deflections and high damage. This game is based around 6 points of damage being enough to kill the normal man. 6 points of damage can kill the normal man. Sir Hector Goldenrod comes in on Ratkin Gorechild's flank. 7 points of damage, a tremendous bludgeoning wound. So the average level 0 just normal guy might have 6 hit points. Some people have a lot less. Fell-handed. Nice job. Nice job, Corey. Fell-handed. Victory. Oh, there we go. Victory. 8 souls walk out alive. That was epic, man. Okay, I thought that we were going to be in more trouble tonight, but actually 8 souls walked out alive and 2 are hauled out unconscious. 13 XP each. 10 survivors share the spoils. The fallen get 6 HP each. There we go. So that was nicely done. That was very nicely done. Let's turn the winch. V for victory, Dave puts in the chat. V for victory. Cedric Trueblade got out with got 3. Sable Phoenix now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Reginald Ironsides. Sir Hector Goldenrod 2 right there. Still no VIP. You would have thought that Sir Hector would have been a VIP right there, but I guess that's because other people were also doing a lot of deflections and all of that. That was doing work. Anybody who is level 1 or above gets a chance for the Goblin Medics to come in. Goblin Medics tend to wound. John, Rain-soaked City Guard. Medics tend to wound. Wound tended on Cedric Trueblade. He's going to be out for a while. Let's go to promotions. Anybody need a promotion? Mike, member for 23 months, gets a level 1 fighter. Thank you very much for your membership, Mike. Beleaguered Merchant's Guard. Brett Hamilton, dwarf, level 1. Fairy's Blessing, wounds wash away. Motley Smuggler, SKD Fish, thief, level 1. Fairy's Blessing, wounds wash away. Unsung Poacher, Sarah, thief, level 1. You made it through, and your wounds are washed away. Brianna Reynolds, Stiff Squire, get us a knight. All right, let's sort and dismiss. So I'll go over here to Pure. You go over here to the infirmary. We can look over here in the infirmary. We got characters who are out, and it takes a while to heal in this game. Look, it's basically, it's very similar to the Hackmaster rules. If you have the Hackmaster book or you want to look up Hackmaster online, if you got to take damage, you would much rather take multiple minor wounds because your wounds heal in parallel than taking one major wound right now. Like, for instance, let's see. So the Trickster Zephyr took a 6-point major slashing wound. It's going to take 16 days to full recovery for Zephyr. So you might as well spawn a new character and get a new character in if you are new. There is no limit to the number of characters you can spawn right now. There will be soon. There will be soon. But that's one thing. If your characters reach level 1, they're not healed. Yep, life can suck in the infirmary. Let's see. Okay, so let's go back to the tavern. Here we go. Back to the tavern. Everybody getting ready. I want to see if I can do something. Just a second. I'm staying right here, but I want to see if there's something I can do. Over here. And I'm staying right here. I'm wondering. Members only. Hey, this says schedule your live stream to switch to members only. I had been wanting that for a long time. I'm doing that now, but I wanted that for a long time. Let's go. Because I used to be able, it used to give me like memberships that I could gift. Oh yeah. Hey, I tell you what, I want to gift some memberships. Let's see, especially if you're in the chat, I want to give some memberships. I don't have any control of who I give them to. This is YouTube's algorithm only. YouTube's algorithm only. I can say gift 5 memberships, and you have to be, there's something that says like accept gifts or something like that. You have to have that turned on. And if you have that turned on, then you're going to get a membership. So I'm going to say gift 5 memberships right now. We'll just see what happens. I haven't ever used that. Let's see. So who comes in? Super chat. Brianna Reynolds. Oh, Brianna put in a super chat. Debt-ridden cartographer's assistant. You went up, and I am intending for the gifted membership. Anathema 1828 comes in. BX8 DQ received a membership. Palco received a membership. Maybe they'll see this and come in. Claudio Leonard Baptistados. Okay, got a membership. I was really hoping to see more people in the chat. Marshall Paliga got a membership as well. So there we go. All right, so gifted memberships. Let's see, 5 memberships. There we go. Oh, it tells me that's why this says, hey, I'm supposed to have a VIP. I don't want that. I want to stable that character. Well, there we go. There we go. Oh, and it's a level 0 character. I can't get rid of him right now. Hopefully, he won't put me in. But whatever. I might have a character that goes in. Okay, we'll see that. Yeah, I did. I gifted memberships. So that's something also to get rid of. Okay, so I gifted memberships and it gave me a VIP character. Okay, and I can't get rid of him right now. Hey, I've got some things I got to look at for, on this stream, obviously. But then I'm going to work on the the combat commands. You will have commands that you will be able to submit to your character, and I'm going to play some of my characters in that time as the test on the first or two nights that we do that, first night or two nights, so that I'll be able to do that. So I've got some characters who I will play with you when we are able to do our commands. Let's see. But other people get everything right? Debt-ridden cartographer's assistant. Okay, Brianna, you are in with the debt-ridden cartographer's assistant. Brianna has been looking for a cartographer. She got one. It's in. Let's go to the holding cell. Is this fight number 3 tonight? Is this fight number 3? I believe so. Okay, so here we go. Let's draft. Super VIPs, then people who are active in the chat. It's probably going to put me in. Then everybody else. So let's draft the party. Brianna Reynolds, debt-ridden cartographer's assistant. You are in. Corey, Kid Twist. You are in. Maid of Meat, Parseval the Warm. You are in. Mrs. Dave, a warped smuggler. You are in. SKD Mike, member for 23 months. You are in. An unsuspecting town militia. You are fighting in the next Bloodcage. Tomocrat, a sore blacksmith's apprentice. Access your inner light, a bleary-eyed bounty hunter. Courtney, a frayed squire. Then Brad, you have Henry Deacon in. TSL Frontman, you have a sullen antiquarian's assistant in. Thunderwolf SPG, you have a disgraced halfling burglar's apprentice. We also do have like Corey. Corey is a new member. Brianna is a new member. I appreciate all the members, the channel members, very much. Mrs. Dave, also a new member. Let's see. Inner Light has been a member for 6 months. Tomocrat has been a member for 37 months. 37 months. Thank you to all of the members right here. We have the blessings. Inner Light comes in for 6. Thank you very much, Inner Light. Inner Light is going to, there we go, Bleary-Eyed Bounty Hunter. Wants Bleary-Eyed Bounty Hunter to stay alive. Bounty Hunter, I believe, is the one with the light crossbow. Estimated chance of survival, 66% chance. We will fight here in 1 minute. Once again, lots of good odds and no red. It's been, I don't want to jinx it, but it's been kind of easy overall tonight, even though we have lost some important characters. Mrs. Dave, Warped Smuggler, 79% chance. Mike, 98% chance. Tomocrat, 96% chance. Courtney, 55. Okay, Courtney with the frayed squire, 55. Brad, 73. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of ill-starred characters, as Sable's noting. Disgraced Halfling, 79% chance. Nobody ill-starred here? No, just a bunch of regular people. Just a bunch of regular people. No, Thunderwolf has an uncommon character right here. The Disgraced Halfling Burglar's Apprentice. Uncommon, 1 in 70 to 185 spawns across all characters. But yeah. Mostly just a bunch of normal people. But that's okay. Normal people have to find the Bloodcage too. 8 level 0 characters, 4 level 1 characters, average level 0.3, 54 hit points, and then average hit points 5. All right, let's go fight. Let's go to the Bloodcage. Let's fight. Opening the... let me turn off. I got some music playing over here. Let's go to the Bloodcage music. There we go. Bloodcage. Let's go. Let's open the Bloodcage. All right. Pretty good mix of the party. A pretty good mix with the party. Let's see. So we're fighting 12 to 14, but we have 2 white apes. We've got 2 white apes in the cave tonight. Our first row is fighter type. Sore Blacksmith's Apprentice Tomocrat. Frayed Squire Courtney. Then unsuspecting town militia Mike. Then Parseval the Warm, Maid of Meat. Second line is Inner Light's Bleary-Eyed Bounty Hunter. Then Kid Twist Corey. Then Warped Smuggler Mrs. Dave. Then a disgraced halfling burglar's apprentice. Then Henry Deacon, third line, Brad. Then SKD Fish, guarded pilgrim. Then debt-ridden cartographer's assistant, Brianna Reynolds. And then sullen antiquarian's assistant, TSL Frontman. Okay, let's start the fight. Here we go. Cave Imp draws first. Cave Imp comes in to Mike. Yes, no, comes into Tomocrat instead. Sore Blacksmith's Apprentice, 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 1 taken as a wound. Next, Mike. Mike looks at this cave imp that just came up and got in his face, going into the flank of the cave imp. Town Militia comes in on his flank, pierces him for 7 points of damage with a long spear, drops him to -5. Kobold Crawler targets unsuspecting town watchman. This is trying to get there. Throws, yes. Town watchman takes 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. Okay, Warped Smuggler, Mrs. Dave, comes in toward the goblin. Warped Smuggler closes with the goblin. Goblin number 3 takes 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound. Goblin comes into Warped Smuggler, Mrs. Dave. Unhurt, 1 stamina point drained, but nothing else. Kobold Crawler comes toward the Warped Smuggler. Going to throw. Oh, Brianna has multiple ill-starred characters. There we go. Warped Smuggler reels from 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound. Kobolds doing what they're supposed to do from the back. We got to go help out the character up there in the front. Brianna, though, with the cartographer, the debt-ridden cartographer's assistant, launches Firebolt at the White Ape. 2 points of damage to the White Ape, a minor fire wound right there. Goblin targets the Warped Smuggler. Goblin stabs at the Warped Smuggler, hit for 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound that lands clean. Warped Smuggler collapses out cold, but still breathing. Mrs. Dave's Warped Smuggler is now on the floor, out there at front in the Bloodcage. White Ape targets Parseval the Worm, coming into Made of Meat, going to throw, I believe. Yes, Boulder now coming in to Made of Meat. Absorbs it on the blessing, 1 temporary hit point right there. Kid Twist, Corey, targets the Goblin. Kid Twist comes in, critical hit, sickening precision, 9 points of damage on the bludgeoning wound. SKD Fish says, I think the temp HP on Mrs. Dave also disappeared. All right, well, we will see. I mean, I will look at that and I will report back. I'll try to put it in the YouTube posts. We'll see, SKD Fish. So I will investigate first thing tonight. Sullen Antiquarian's assistant comes into White Ape. White Ape is burned for 1 acid point of damage. Goblin Runt targets Kid Twist, coming up, going into Corey, struck him for 3 points of damage. Corey is still up, hanging by a thread. Yeah, you do only receive that for 1 cage. Yeah, that's true. That is true. The Tabletop Scholar says, I think temp HP drops after a combat. It does. So if you were already in the cage, that doesn't persist. I mean, that could be it. But yeah, you get temporary hit points through 1 fight or 24 hours if it's the Fairy Blessing, if you have not fought. Sore Blacksmith's Apprentice comes into White Ape, 5 points of damage. And that takes its toll. Goblin Runt, Dave comes in. Oh, Dave, thank you very much. Super Chat has VIP'd the Jaded Elf Minstrel. Thank you very much. Ratkin Mongrel coming in on Tomocrat's character, drops him down to -1, but he is still alive. Sore Blacksmith's Apprentice falls face first into the dirt, out cold, but alive. Disgraced Halfling, Thunderwolf, moves toward the Goblin. Yes, Thunderwolf coming into Goblin number 3, 1 point of damage with the Halfling with a dagger. The Goblin's body goes limp, and it is finished. Zorn readies the archers. A volley is incoming, but how are we doing here? We're doing pretty well. 10 to 10. So we've cut it down 4 monsters, only lost 2. Slimeling now coming into Thunderwolf. Disgraced Halfling Burglar's Apprentice takes 4, 3 turned aside, 1 taken as injury. Guarded Pilgrim. Okay, I'll check it out, SKD Fish, and I'll provide a report. We want it to be right. White Ape reels for 3 points of damage, moderate piercing wound. White Ape expires on the cold stone. Kobold Crawler. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, it needs to be on the radar so that I can fix it. Because if it's noted like this, then I will definitely look at it when I go through the episode again. SKD Fish takes an injury right there. All right, come on. Let's get some action going on. Let's get some energy here. Goblin now coming in to Kid Twist. This is Corey. 1 point of damage. Oh, is he going to save? He does. He saves. Corey saves. So he is alive but unconscious on the floor. Alive but unconscious on the floor. Arrow Storm. 2 arrows. This is the arrow drizzle people are talking about. Okay, so the arrow drizzle comes in. Goblin comes in. SKD Fish. Arrow bites. A guarded pilgrim takes 3 points of damage, but is still up. Driven to the brink and stays standing, reeling. Will he be able to do anything to save himself? I don't know. Brad, we don't really see a whole lot of that right now. Brad takes 1 point of damage from an arrow right there. White Ape. Now, White Ape in the back. Oh, looking at SKD Fish. Is he going to throw or is he going to punch? Who's he going for? Let's see. First against SKD Fish. Wants to just cripple this pilgrim right here. 5 points of damage. Okay, that definitely puts him down right there. But you took one of the White Ape actions for us. So nice job right there. Then the White Ape comes into the Halfling Burglar's Apprentice. 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Goblin standing by on the portcullis. We got 8 PCs to 9 monsters. Oh, we are still outnumbered. Still slightly outnumbered. Parseval, made of meat, comes up to White of Ape. 9 points of damage, grievous piercing wound. White Ape lets out a final snarl and falls with the arming sword, stabs him through the heart, I guess, and drops him. Okay, so that was good. We needed the White Ape down. Frayed Scholar now coming up, Frayed Squire rather, coming up to Goblin, reeling from 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound right there. Not enough to drop the Goblin. We needed that to drop, but okay. We got Cave Imp number 1 now coming into Parseval the Warm, made of meat, only takes 1 point of damage, a minor slashing wound. Zorn stays his hand. The heroes are not going to have to go through the portcullis. The portcullis stays closed. We are 8 to 8. 8 to 8. It's quite the melee right here. Henry Deacon now comes up to Ratkin Mongrel. 4 points of damage with a club. Beats Ratkin Mongrel to death right there. Blood pools beneath. Gremlin. Gremlin targets Henry Deacon coming in. Gremlin comes in. 3 points of damage to Henry. Henry is still up. Has 1 point of damage remaining. Looks like all of our... Oh, we might be going to round 2. Yes. Yes. Sullen Antiquarian's assistant, TSL frontman, fires at Cave Imp, casts Acid Splash into the Cave Imp's flank, goes to Cave Imp. Cave Imp sustains 2 points of damage, minor acid wound. And backs up. TSL frontman backs up. Brianna Reynolds, looking at debt-ridden cartographer's assistant, going to go for, I bet, Firebolt again. Yes. Firebolt into Goblin. Yes, 1 point of damage, but that's all that it takes. Minor fire wound drops the Goblin. So cartographer's assistant doing what the cartographer's assistant can. A debt-ridden cartographer's assistant. 8 PCs to 5 monsters. The back is a safe place now because we're not going to have the portcullis monsters coming in. Kobold Crawler throws at Percival. Percival deflected, made of meat. Percival the Warm braces behind his shield and turns to blow. Nothing going right there. On the perspective of the Kobold. Lots of stuff going from the perspective of our PCs. Hey, Daniel, welcome, welcome, welcome. We got one more cage after this. Kobold Crawler number 3 fires into Brad Henry. Thrust of 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound that takes its toll. A devastating blow ends Henry Deacon. Henry Deacon, oh, level 1 character. F in the chat. We have lost a level 1 character. Brad Henry, I am sorry about that. Your Henry Deacon has died. I am sorry. After sustaining 3 different points of injury, including a moderate slashing wound, we have lost a level 1 character. Kobold Crawler fires at Henry Deacon. Okay, then moves forward. Got it. Now, Gremlin coming into Parseval. Only 1 point of damage, a minor slashing wound. 7 PCs to 5 monsters. We're slowly whittling them down. Frayed Squire comes up to target Kobold Crawler. Frayed Squire comes in on Kobold Crawler. 4 points of damage to Kobold Crawler. Moderate piercing wound. Kobold Crawler's body goes limp and is finished. Disgraced Halfling. This is Thunderwolf coming in on Slimeling. Slashing points of 4 damage opens up the Slimeling in the Bloodcage right there. It's not blood, it's ooze that is pooling beneath. We've got 7 PCs to 3 monsters. Still plenty of PC actions to put this out, I think. Mike is now coming into Kobold Crawler number 3. 6 points of damage, major piercing wound. Death claims the Kobold Crawler. Bleary-eyed Bounty Hunter, Inner Light, looking for a target. Going to find one, I believe, with Gremlin. Chooses to shoot the bow. Bleary-eyed Bounty Hunter comes in on the Gremlin's flank. Gremlin takes 6 points of damage, a major piercing wound that drops the guard. Falling with a final thud right there. Only 1 lonely kobold, but the kobold's going to take some action coming up to Courtney. Courtney lunges into the Frayed Squire. 1 temporary hit point spent. Still doing well. Soaks the damage right there. Percival the Warm targets Kobold Crawler. Take him out, Percival. Take him out. 4 points of damage. That is enough. Kobold Crawler drops. Nice job. Kobold Crawler collapses dead. That was 7 XP to all the survivors. That was 10. 3 to the fallen. 7 XP to all of the heroes of the Bloodcage who walked out alive. All right. Let's go to the winch room. Turn the winch and bring them up. V for victory right there. V for victory. All right, there we go. We've lost some, but we brought a lot of people up as well. Deploy the medics to everyone of level 1 and above. Kid Twist, Corey, you get an HP back. Mike, HP back. HP back. Nice work. Oh, full strength right there. Made of meat. +1 XP. Parseval. And then another one. Okay, also full strength. Nice. And does anybody need to be promoted? Debt-ridden cartographer's assistant, Brianna Reynolds, mage, level 1. Fairy's blessing, spells restored. Charm person, spell learned. That's not operational yet, but there you go. Courtney, knight, level 1. Made it through. There you go. Wounds are washed away. TSL frontman mage, sullen antiquarian's assistant. You made it through. There you go. The fairy's blessing, wounds washed away. Sleep spell learned. Tomocrat, fighter, level 1. Wounds are washed away. That's nice. You're at -1. You were on the floor, and she's like, you made it. You made it. You're bleeding on the floor. Ranger, Inner Light, Bleary Bounty Hunter. You made it right there. Thief, Mrs. Dave. You made it. There we go. Wounds are washed away. Disgraced Halfling Burglar's Apprentice. Halfling, level 1. I think we got one more to go. Sarah right here is showing you that if you want to look at your characters, hit Bang Char, and that will give you a list of all of your characters. That first letter right there tells you their location. T is tavern, S is stable, I is infirmary. That sounds like Zorn's ABCs. and so forth. That tells you where they are. Then the next combination of letters is your blood. Lord. Dog tag, which uniquely identifies your character. Then you see the level of the character, and then you see what they are. Dave, no F's. Thank you, Dave. This is Mrs. Dave. Mrs. Dave, untrained. We need that to lap over. There we go. Okay, you've got temporary HP. Yes. Untrained halfling burglar's assistant. Is that what just came up? Yes. Untrained halfling burglar's assistant. Excellent. SKD Fish says the best character ever. What'd you roll, SKD Fish? Let's see. Tabletop skill. Or if you want to manage your characters more directly, do that on zornsdungeon.com. Log into zornsdungeon.com. You can have a lot more fine-grained type of access to moving individual characters. Oh, Brianna. Okay, so Brianna, let's get this. So I think what most people are actually intending to do, rather than trying to super chat or trying to VIP a bunch of people, let's go. VIP Brianna, and let's make sure that you have let's make sure you're fully buffed, because that's enough to get you fully buffed. There we go. I want to work on that. That's on the short list of things to do, because I think that most people, instead of wanting to VIP multiple characters, I think this was the case that it seems to be on multiple nights. Instead of VIPing multiple characters, it seems like you want to put one VIP in and fully buff them. That's the way it's going to work. But Brianna, if you wanted something else, let me know in the chat. Let me know about that. Thank you very much, Brianna. If you'd rather have somebody else done, let me know. But I think that's the way that's on the short list to get it to work. So if we're over here in the tavern and you VIP somebody and you also over buff it, then you give more than the VIP, then instead of VIPing multiple characters, it's going to VIP one character and make sure that character is buffed. So that's the way that I want it to work. It seems like that's the way that you guys wanted it to work. So we will see. Just did not get through it today. Was working on pathfinding stuff to do last night, and I got tons of more stuff to look at today. Might be another 2 o'clock in the morning night. Let's see. Let's go over to. Let's see. I'm going to super VIP everybody who just VIP'd in. Only buffing the exile. Oh, you wanted to buff the exile. Oh, okay. We got you. So, harried tribal exile. Oh, harried tribal exile. Oh, I see why you want to do that. I see. Whoa. Okay. I'm hitting all kinds of weird stuff right here. Now I think we're right. Okay, I see why you wanted to do that. Because the harried tribal exile, that's one of the barbarians. That one's very rare. So that's why we're trying to do that. I see that. Harried tribal exile, rare and well-starred. Harried tribal exile, rare and well-starred. So yeah, we got to get that, because there are not many barbarians in this game. Okay, let's go in. Let's draw. Let's go. I think we're ready. I think everybody did what they want to do. Let's draft the party. Dave, a jaded elf minstrel. Brianna, a harried tribal exile. So there we go. Mrs. Dave, an untrained halfling burglar's apprentice. Brianna Reynolds, a wandering gnome forager. The tabletop scholar, forsworn dwarf armorer's apprentice. SKD Fish, a wearied lector. Sable Phoenix, a chipped mountebank. Mike, a tremulous gnome apprentice illusionist. Angel, an obstinate town watchman. Thunderwolf SPG, a clumsy friar. Daniel, Sir Corvin of the Wind, well-starred Tomocrat, an unwanted halfling baker. Okay. Yeah, chipped. I guess that's like chipped tooth right there. Maybe that's like a chipped tooth or something, a chipped mountebank. Maybe that's what that is. Let's see. I think it must be the teeth. Okay, so we have 9 level 0 characters in here. We have 3 level 1 characters. The one we really want to get out is Brianna's Tribal Exile, so that we can get another barbarian. They're like 6 or 8 barbarians in this game. They're really hard to roll. They're really hard to roll. Mrs. Dave, also trying to get her out. There aren't too many people with multiple blood drops in here. Thunderwolf, again, 82% chance of getting out alive. Sable Phoenix, 73% chance. Brianna, 79% chance. Mrs. Dave, 57% chance. Dave, no Fs, 79% chance. Individually, things are looking good. I'm sorry, Innerlight. Innerlight didn't get in. I'm sorry. We are getting popular now. One thing that this is further down the road. It's possible that we could put in 16. Like we could expand the number. In the back of the Bloodcage, there is room to expand the number of people in. That will take time and work on my part, but that's possible. Oh, Daniel goes in for Sir Corvin of the Wind, his own fighter. Sir Corvin of the Wind, well starred. Try to get Sir Corvin of the Wind out. There we go. What is that? Role playing, talking about the chipped. Well, maybe. That's interesting. Sable says maybe chipped in the world of Zorn's dungeon means their ears have been notched to mark them for a crime. We might have to add that in. When the book is being written. And I got to write a book too. I want to write a book for all of this, so we have the rule book. Lots of stuff to do. All right, let's go in. Let's fight. I think it's time to fight. Bloodcage, everybody. Open the cage. All right, front line. Obstinate Town Watchman, Angel. Then a harried Tribal Exile. So, Brianna, your Tribal Exile is up front. Forsworn Dwarf Armorer's Apprentice, Tabletop Scholar. Then Sir Corvin of the Wind, Daniel. So that's a fighter-centric front row with a barbarian up there. So that's nice. Unwanted Halfling Baker. Unwanted? I'm sorry, Tomocrat. We want you. Unwanted Halfling Baker right there. You're wanted here. Jaded Elf Minstrel, Dave. Then Untrained Halfling Burglar's Apprentice, Mrs. Dave. Then Chipped Mountebank, Sable Phoenix. Then Wandering Gnome Forager, Brianna. Then Thunderwolf SPG, Clumsy Friar. Weary Lector, SKD Fish. And then, who's in the back? A Tremulous Gnome Apprentice Illusionist. Angel G, Famished Bodyguard, goes in. Thank you very much. You think my Dave says Mike is in again, but he left. This is what I was saying before. Okay, well, let me look at this. Present players should have number 1 priority. Well, they should, because we can't keep track of who leaves. So, okay, it is VIPs, then people who have chatted within the last hour. So we don't really, I don't have a way to determine if you left. Like if you chat in to say, well, I'm going to, good night, everybody, I'm headed to bed, and you hit that in the chat. That does log as something that you chatted. Now, maybe what I should do is turn down and it shouldn't be an hour. Maybe it should be 30 minutes or something like that. But that is the intention anyway. Maybe that needs to be massaged or something like that. Because I don't have a way. I mean, there's no way for me to really determine who is left. The only way that I can determine who is here is by having the bot in the chat, monitoring who is saying something in the chat. So maybe it doesn't need to be in the last hour. Maybe it needs to be in the last 15 minutes or 30 minutes or something like that. So I'll think about that. So Dave, I will look at that. Maybe we need to revise that, but that is the intention here. Let's see. But yes, we also have to, from the perspective of this, also curious as to why a beneficent fairy is hanging around this amoral goblin sorcerer. We got to talk about that too. Yeah, and that Tabletop Scholar says that in a Bang chat code to remove yourself, or people can stable all taverns or something. Having a Bang code to remove yourself. So if you, people will forget to do that. But that's an interesting idea. There could be a code to say, "Don't draft me." Okay, so I'll think about that. Yeah, each blood cage takes about 20 minutes, and it would be better if they were a little bit faster. I would like it if they were a little bit faster. So maybe I need to decrease the timeout time. So there we go. Okay, so that's important. That's important. As we're still working through these things right here. So I appreciate all of that commentary and that insight. You see things in the chat and stuff that I don't see, especially live right here. So that's interesting. Okay, in the works, yes, Dave. So I will think about that, and then I'll have probably be another 2 o'clock in the morning night, and I'll try to have a new changelog ready for you tomorrow. Well, I thought about that too, SKD Fish. Would it make sense to give actively chatting members a slightly higher chance than just a standard chatting user? I thought about that, and that probably can be done, but I don't want to encourage somebody to just spam the chat. Like, I don't want somebody to start spamming the chat, because, like, you know, the more you chat in the, you know, that seems kind of dumb too, from, like, you know, this perspective. Like, the more you chat, the more likely you are to get in. I just want to know that you're here. I don't want to have somebody like just blowing stuff up with 50 chats. So remember, Sarah, remember that level 0 characters cannot be moved out of the tavern. Level 0 characters can't be moved to the tavern. So if you have level 0 characters and level 1 characters, the only way for a level 0 character to get out of the tavern is to fight. But also soon we're going to be restricting these, restricting the number of characters. Not highly, but I know we got people with, like, I know Sable Phoenix has like 40 characters. I'm not taking away anybody's characters, but we're going to enforce a maximum. Anyway, all right, let's fight. Let's fight, people. All right, let's fight. Okay, 12 PCs to 15 monsters. 15 monsters. One white ape. One white ape. Front line. I think I just talked about this. Yeah, because we talked about the unwanted halfling baker. Yes. Then jaded elf minstrel Dave, second line. Untrained halfling burglar's apprentice, Mrs. Dave. Then a chipped mountebank, Sable Phoenix, second row. Our third row is a wandering gnome forager, Brianna. Then clumsy friar, Thunderwolf. Then weary lector, SKD Fish. Then tremulous cultist, gnome apprentice illusionist, Mike. Okay, so that is the back row. There we go. Let's see. Let's start. Sable Phoenix, it's time to kill some of those 150 characters. Kobold Crawler. Okay, starts this off looking at the Forsworn Armorer's Apprentice. Sable Phoenix has been here basically since day one. Kobold Crawler. Okay, injury into Dwarf Armorer's Apprentice. Now, Sable Phoenix, chipped mountebank, moving toward Kobold Crawler. Targeting the Cave Imp, comes into the Cave Imp instead. Cave Imp takes a puncture wound, 3 points of damage, moderate piercing wound. The Cave Imp collapses dead. Okay, we needed that. We need to drop monsters fast. Goblin Runt, but now Goblin Runt moving in toward the chipped mountebank. 4 injury, 1 turned aside, 3 taken as injury. We've got to get this barbarian out of here. Kobold Crawler. Hey, everybody shoot. Oh, hey, kobolds. Everybody shoot Sable Phoenix's character to get the barbarian out of here. Soak up the damage. Chipped mountebank takes 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. The chipped mountebank has fallen. Gremlin. Okay, Gremlin. Oh, Gremlin coming in to target the barbarian. Gremlin. Oh, but then retargets to Angel. Angel comes in and intercepts. 1 temporary hit point goes down, but no actual injury right there. Okay, now Angel's obstinate town watchman comes into Gremlin. Critical strike. No mercy. Gremlin bleeds from a long spear thrust of 7 points of damage. A tremendous piercing wound right there. Untrained halfling, Mrs. Dave, targets Goblin Runt. Mrs. Dave comes into Goblin Runt. 3 points of damage to Goblin Runt, 3 piercing wound. Dropped him, Mrs. Dave. All right, we got to get more people up there with Mrs. Dave. Elf Minstrel looking at Goblin. Believe he's going to cast. Yes, Firebolt goes to Goblin. Hits Goblin 4. Come on, 4 points of damage. 4 points of damage. Nice. Goblin expires on the cold stone floor. Goblin number 2 drops. Tremulous Gnome Apprentice Mike goes toward Goblin. Looks like going to try to retarget toward Goblin Runt over there. Is he going to be able to do this? Not able to advance far enough, fast enough. Sir Corvin of the Wind looks at Goblin Runt, comes in critical. The opening is punished, 14 points of damage, a catastrophic slashing wound, drops that Goblin Runt to -12, just opens him up. Blood, from his swollen belly, black blood everywhere. Okay, Wandering Gnome, Brianna looking at White Ape. Let's see. What have you got to cast? Oh, throws a sling stone. This is a sling coming in, 1 point of damage. We've seen some high activity, some damage with the sling, but not that time. Dwarf Armor's Apprentice, Tabletop Scholar, comes up toward the Slimeling. Tabletop Scholar comes into Slimeling for 7 points of damage, a tremendous bludgeoning wound. Splat goes the Slimeling right there. Gremlin. Okay, Gremlin targets a Tremulous Gnome Apprentice Illusionist. Tremulous Gnome Apprentice Illusionist absorbs it on the Fated Blessing. That is the Fairy's Blessing doing some work for us in there. Slimeling comes in to Untrained Halfling's Apprentice, Mrs. Dave. 3 temporary hit points. No actual damage right there. Doing nice. Forming a kind of battle line right here at the very front of zone number 2. Tomocrat trying to get to Kobold Crawler. Looking for some type of target here. Can't do it. Clumsy Friar meets Kobold Crawler, or trying to get to Kobold Crawler. Does he have a spell? Does he know Sacred Light? He does not. Okay, Goblin now comes up to Forsworn Dwarf, but retargets to Corvin. Corvin weathers the strike. Temporary hit point lost. Okay, Tribal Exile. Tribal Exile, come on. Here we go. Setting upon a Gremlin. Critical strike, 12 points of damage, a catastrophic slashing wound with a great sword right there that lays open the Gremlin. The Gremlin goes down permanently. Got a great sword. I mean, okay, that's what you're supposed to do with that. Weary Lecter decided to take out a Gremlin with it right there. Weary Lecter coming into Kobold Crawler, but stays in front of the Exile. Okay, Ratkin Mongrel now coming in to bite the harried Exile. 2 unhurt, 2 temporary hit points spent. Okay, so he's kind of protected right there. Had the Ratkin Mongrel come in, Kobold Crawler moves toward Corvin of the Wind. Kobold Crawler number 2. Daniel deflected right there. Sir Corvin of the Wind drives his shield into the angle of the strike. Nothing gets through. Clerics trying to be body shields, yeah. Especially if they're pilgrims, apparently. Okay, Kobold Crawler fires at the Weary Lecter. Kobold Crawler comes in on the Weary Lecter's flank. SKD Fish, 1 temporary hit point spent. No actual damage right there. White Ape. Okay, White Ape coming up to Sir Corvin of the Wind. Sir Corvin, is he going to get beat or no? White Ape comes up to Tabletop Scholar instead, swinging with fists, 5 points of damage, a major bludgeoning wound. Then he goes to Daniel, Sir Corvin. Sir Corvin angles his shield, rides out the impact. The shield splits, but he is still up. Nice battle line going, and now we're going into round 2. Kobold Crawler going into SKD Fish. Clerics being body shields, 2 points of damage like we were just saying. 1 out of 3. Zorn readies the archers. A volley is incoming. It's 11 PCs to 8 monsters. 11 to 8, so we're doing all right. Ratkin Mongrel. Oh, Ratkin Mongrel's turn comes into Tribal Exile. 3 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 2 taken as injury. Hey, Robert, good to see you. Been a while. Welcome, Robert. Jaded Elf Minstrel, Mrs. Dave, casting into White Ape, 4 points of damage, a moderate fire wound. Arrow Storm. Zorn looses the volley. 3 arrows. Arrows coming in. 3 arrows. Angel takes, an Obstinate Town Watchman takes 1 point of damage. Brianna Reynolds takes 4 points of damage. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Still up, but down to 1. Sir Corvin of the Wind takes 2, 1 turned aside, 1 taken as injury. Oh man, we got 1 point of damage remaining on this barbarian. Come on. Oh, Clumsy Friar weaves resistance around the exile to give him advantage on saves, including death saves. Might need it. So the cleric trying to keep him up. Slimeling comes in, critical hit. The untrained 8 points of damage. This does sound like a Hilbo Baggins apprentice right here. Light fades from the Slimeling's eyes. White Ape is pinned. Okay. Okay. White Ape didn't do anything. There we go. Kobold Crawler number 4 throws at SKD Fish. The Wary Lector being the meat shield. 3 points of damage. Drops. He gives out. Down. Heart still beating. We might be able to get SKD Fish out of there. We will see. But yeah, I'm not sure what exactly that was about. He's pinned. Then he comes right up, but he has not had a turn yet. Or he already had his turn, rather. So Brianna's Tribal Exile going into Ratkin Mongrel. 5 points of damage, a major slashing wound. Ratkin Mongrel drops dead. Blood pools beneath. Wandering Gnome, Brianna wants some White Ape. Is she going to be able to go in for Sling again? Yeah, she's coming in with a Sling Stone. 2 points of damage. Oh, 2 points of damage. Not able to get him. Come on, we need some more of our characters. 10 PCs to 6 monsters. It is Goblin going into Sir Corvin. Sir Corvin still has 6 hit points. Skewered for 1 point of damage. Minor piercing wound. Okay. We need us to draw. Okay, Dwarf going into White Ape. Put this White Ape down. Put it down, please, with a Warhammer coming in. Critical strike to the chest. 9 points of damage, a grievous bludgeoning wound. Okay, so White Ape put down. White Ape hits the stone and does not rise. Portcullis, Ratkin Gorechild, and Ratkin Gore Strider. Okay, so 2 coming in. We only have 2 coming in. Ratkin Gore Strider goes to Brianna's Gnome. 3 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 2 taken as injury. We are 10 PCs to 7 monsters. Now, Ratkin Gorechild comes up to Dave, his Jaded Elf Minstrel. Ratkin Gorechild comes in for 5 points of damage, 2 turned aside, 3 taken as injury. Okay. Obstinate Town Watchman. Hey, Van Davis, you always come in here at the end. Obstinate Town Watchman going into Goblin number 1's flank. Hits for 3 points of damage. That is enough. 3 points of damage. Obstinate Town Watchman drops Goblin number 1. Kobold Crawler coming in at throwing Tabletop Scholar. 2 points of damage. A Forsworn Armor's Apprentice, a minor piercing wound. The Dwarf Armor's Apprentice slumps to the stone, senseless but alive. Senseless but alive. Who's up next? Kobold Crawler looking at Mike. Oh, throws at Mike. The Illusionist is skewered for 1 point of damage. Takes that in the shoulder or something right there. Come on. We got to cut these people down. The Unwanted Halfling of Tomocrat. Come on, get over there. There we go. An unwanted halfling. We want you. 4 points of damage. Especially we want you now. -2 points of damage to the Kobold Crawler. Cut him open. Or no, bashed him open with a club. There we go. Tremulous Gnome Apprentice. This is Mike going into Kobold Crawler. Kobold Crawler casts acid, poison spray. 3 points of damage. Drops Kobold Crawler. We have been lucky that the monsters have not been giving that much damage, and not been rolling that much damage right now. Let's see. Corvin of the Wind targets Kobold Crawler. Cut him down. Corvin of the Wind comes 11 points of damage with the arming sword. A catastrophic piercing wound. Shoved it through his throat right there. Kobold Crawler goes down. Round number three. Clumsy Friar looks at Kobold Crawler. Yeah, go in there. Get in there. Jabbing his staff at the Kobold Crawler. 2 points of damage. That is enough to drop a Kobold. Kobold is down. The Kobold Crawler drops dead. Blood pools beneath. Nice job. Protecting the Barbarian. Oh, now Obstinate Town Watchman Angel looking at Ratkin Gorechild. Got to get across into the Ratkin Gorechild's rear. Does. Strikes from behind. 5 points of damage. That's enough. 5 points of damage. Angel comes across the Bloodcage into Ratkin Gorechild, protecting that Barbarian. Fell-handed, Obstinate Watchman takes 3 kills. Or it has 3 kills. 3 in a row. Untrained Halfling now goes up to Ratkin Gorechild. Untrained Halfling Burglar's Apprentice. Critical hit. 8 points of damage. That is enough. It looks like we got the Barbarian out. Sure did. 8 points of damage. Ratkin Gorechild collapses dead. Fell-handed. 3 right there. Protect that character, Brianna. Protect that character. 9 souls walk out. 9 souls walk out alive. 2 are hauled out unconscious. Yeah, that was really nice. 9 souls walk out alive. 2 are hauled out unconscious. That was a really good cage. So it wasn't as tough as I was expecting. 9 XP for all survivors. The one who fell gets 4. Came up, one-shotted the Gore Strider. I love the apprentice idea. There we go. All right, winch room. Turning the winch. All right, Goblin Medics to everybody who is level 1 and above. Goblin Medics come in. No effect there. Mike, Tremulous Gnome Apprentice, no effect. Oh, that was everybody right there who was level 1 or above who was injured. It's promotion time. Mrs. Dave, Jaded Elf Minstrel, Elf level 1. Hey, you said this was in here. This music was too loud or something, so I did turn that down. Mrs. Dave, Protection from Evil. Oh, Sable's character was the only one who died? Note for later enhancement, a parry would be cool to see, so a PC baddie could possibly do damage not on their turn. I agree, Fish. I agree, Fish. Barbarian, level 1. There you go, Brianna. Level 1 Barbarian. 10 hit points. That Barbarian has 10 hit points right there. Wandering Gnome Forager. Okay. Fairy's Blessing. Wounds wash away. Tomocrat. Unwanted Halfling Baker. You're wanted now, Tomocrat. Let's get a new name. You're wanted. We want you here. Wounds wash away. Obstinate Town Watchman Angel. Fighter, level 1. Let's see. Thunderwolf, Clumsy Friar. Wait, Brianna had 2 fighters? I wonder how that happened. Seems like an accident. Okay. Well, Brianna had 2 fighters in there for that time. You should generally ordinarily have 1, but something must have happened and we got 2. That's okay. Okay. Oh, Brianna had the gnome and the barbarian in there? All right. Short and dismissed. So the infirmary right here. Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, the only one who died I thought was Sable. So yeah, you were put down, I believe, Fish. You were put down, but you were not drafted. Not drafted. I was looking at somebody else's. Yeah, you were put down, but I think you passed your death save, and I think we got you out. So only 1 actually died. Critical condition, lowest XP. Trickster is still at -2. Trickster Zephyr is at -2 XP in the infirmary. Really needs some help with this 6-point major slashing wound, 16 days to recovery. Stiffy is still at -1 HP. Charity of the Ashlands is at 0. A foolhardy Torchbearer is at 0. We got a lot of characters who are unconscious. Let's see. Renee Dulac. So Daniel says, I VIP too much last night and spawned a new character. Yeah. we're going to fix that. That's on the short list to fix because it sounds like the way people want that to work, and I agree, the way people are using it is that we want one character to be VIP'd and then buff them all. Right. So if you put in like what Brianna did, like 10, and you say 10 and you give your character's dog tag, that character gets VIP'd and buffed. That's the way that I think it should work. Yeah, so lots of people. We do have some people up and walking around with at least one hit point in there. How many people do we have in the infirmary? We got 29 people in the infirmary. The stable, we got 227 characters hanging out in the stable. They are safe. Then the leaderboards. All right, let's go to the leaderboards. Let's see our wrap up for the night and how things changed. Most kills. The Chosen One still has most kills at 21. Reginald Ironsides moves up one slot to number 2 with +3 kills tonight. Drunken Kilbo Haggins it moves up to 15 with +1. Victor Argyle 11. Sir Linos 11. Looks like Mended Temple Initiate got 7 kills tonight. Moved up with 7. Oh no, excuse me. Got 2 kills tonight. Moved up 7 spaces to number 10. Prince Adrian has 8 kills, appearing now on the top 25 for the first time. Let's see. Rain-Soaked City Guard is on the most kills for the first time. An Untrained Halflings Burglar Apprentice on the leaderboard for the first time. 6 for Hector Deflector. Sir Hector Deflector, the human paladin, 6 kills. You have to have at least 5 kills. Oh, with Percival the Worm on there. You have to have at least 5 kills, and preferably 6, to get in the top 25 as far as most kills. Cage MVPs. I want to take a look at our MVP thing right here, because we may have been, maybe we should have had some. So we haven't had any VIPs lately, and we need them. We need them. They're supposed to be rare. They're rare, but they may be a bit too rare. We will see. I'm going to evaluate that too. Lower priority than other things we have seen, but I want to evaluate that. So people who have killed Reginald Ironside, Sable Phoenix goes +1 with 6 major kills. Right now, the major kills are the White Apes and anything that comes out of the portcullis. An Untrained Halfling Burglar's Apprentice goes up by 1 to number 5. Hector the Deflector goes up 12 for getting plus for having killed 1 tonight. So that's nice. Rain-Soaked City Guard appears for the first time. You have to have at least 2. There are a lot of people who have 2. Portia and so forth. You have to have at least 2 there. Damage Dealer. The Chosen One has dealt 156 points of damage across his career. Reginald Ironsides has dealt 131 points of damage across his career. Reginald picks up another 19 for tonight, keeping him out front. Boars at 102. Harker the Unassuming at 100. Victor Argyle, 98 points of damage. Hilbo Haggins has dealt 90 points of damage in his career. Mended Temple Initiate of Dave has 64, gained 11 points of damage tonight to come up 3 slots. Enoch, unfortunately, has perished. He went to 57. Rain-Soaked City Guard, 56. Prince Adrian +6 or +17 points of damage for +6 slots. You stand at number 14 right now out of 25. Untrained Halflings Burglar's Apprentice. This is Kilbo's apprentice. Has done 39 points of damage, as has Sir Corvin right there. Relf the Elf also appears for 35. Most bruised. Anybody changed? Oh, man. Okay. Hilbo Haggins has sustained 24 points of damage across his career. So not only does Kilbo deal out some damage, Kilbo also soaks up some damage. Kilbo has taken 24 points of damage across his entire career and is at number 2 in that, but is still alive. He is still alive after that, because most people on the I've taken the most amount of damage are dead or at least in the infirmary for a while. So there you go. Biggest hit. We have a new champion. Well, tied. So the Rain-Soaked City Guard, John, that needs a Rain-Soaked City Guard. You are new up there. You are tied with Trin now for 20 points of damage. Harker the Unassuming, 18. Let's see. That was a huge hit. Rain-soaked City Guard John. We need a name. You are tied for number 1 with Trin now. Nice. Let's see. Sir Hector Deflector has done 14 points of damage. This is not across your career. This is your biggest hit in your career. Tied with Sir Corvin. 14 is very respectable. You got to have done at least 12. A harried tribal exile, Brianna, that came on tonight, dealt 12 points of damage. You're going to need at least 12 points of damage in a single blow to get on the biggest single hit board. Most XP, let's see. Drunken Hilbo Haggins goes up, is at 66. Mended Temple Initiate gets on the board, as does Reginald Ironside, 65, 64. Lowest one is 58 right there. Wealthiest right there. We have not been handing out money yet. Still working on that, so we'll just skip that. Most blood drops. Boars has 8. The Chosen One has 8. Kilbo Haggins has 7. Reginald Ironsides has 6. Victor Argyle has 6. Temple Initiate, Dave definitely needs a name, 6 blood drops. Trickster Zephyr has 5. Renee Dulac, 4. You're going to have at least 3 now. You're going to have at least 3 and preferably 4 to get on the top 25. Best defense? Yes, Mended Temple Initiate. Mended Temple Initiate goes up, gets 1, goes up to +2. Where is... So Reginald Ironside goes to 9 perfect defenses. Hector the Deflector, yes. Hector the Deflector comes out with 7 lifelong for the longest streak of 3. Hector the Deflector up there on the board. We thought that Hector the Deflector would get up there. So you are now ranked number 7 all time in most perfect defenses. Famished Bodyguard goes up on the board for the first time with 4. And there we go. I don't know what's going on. Brianna's gnome army is not big enough yet. All right. We're going to have to put like Brianna's got the gnome army. Stray has the dwarf army. Show wrap up. Let's see. There were 66 kills tonight. 5 characters fell. Only 5 characters fell? I mean, we lost some big ones, but only 5 characters end up perishing. We got to make this Bloodcage tougher. 2 new champions, 417 points of damage to dealt. I don't know why it keeps telling me that Stray is the Cage MVP for a new champion. I'll have to look at that. But we know Stray is up there. Single biggest hit, that is John. That was big. John came up and tied single biggest hit tonight. Hector did more than 1 Bloodcage. I mean, he just destroyed it, right? So here are our Fallen. I don't know. I think I'm out of beer. No, I got a little bit more. Here's to our Fallen. Yeah. FaZe fell. Because he was the last winner, and it forces a name up there for MVP. Yeah, Cage. Oh, yeah. Tabletop Scholar is calling for the Cage to be a bit tougher. Hey, you can blame Tabletop Scholar if you get 5 total party kills in a row. I think the Cage needs to get a little bit tougher. Okay, Warriors of the Night. But I think for the most part, there are some errors that I see that I need to fix. But for the most part, it looks like our pathfinding problem overall was solved. There may be some other targeting issues or something like that. But I'm really happy to report that, at least when I watch through, I'm going to watch through again. But as I was watching tonight, it was nice. All right, so Warriors of the Night. Most kills, lots of people with 3 right there. Most damage, that was Rain-Soaked City Guard right there. And then Blow of the Night, Rain-Soaked City Guard, John, absolutely. The crit with the halberd into Ratkin Gorechild number 2. There you go. I do want to add a cat. We do need a caster. We need a bad guy caster too. All right. Well, all right. I got lots of work to do. What is today? Is today Wednesday? Tomorrow Thursday? Okay, I'm going to try to play again tomorrow. I've been trying to play every night. But I'm going to get on this right now and start rewatching and make some changes. So, all right, everybody, thank you very much for being with me. Thank you so much for playing with me. I had a great time. Thank you very much for being here. It means a lot to me. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. In the meantime, everybody, please go forth, be creative, and be constructive. Have a wonderful night. Good night, everybody.